If she gets that engine running, I'll eat my diploma, the CEO bellowed, pointing sharply at the young woman drenched in oil and perspiration. Guffaws echoed behind him from suited executives and engineers clutching prestigious Ivy League degrees. In the center of the hangar stood Aisha, a 25-year-old mechanic unknown to all, dressed in a baggy jumpsuit and boots older than the aircraft itself. She didn't flinch or speak, her steady gaze locked onto the man whose name adorned the company's emblem. That morning, she'd arrived with just a toolbox and a resume nobody took seriously. No university degree, no high-profile internships, only practical expertise inherited from her late father, a wartime mechanic who taught her about engines the way others teach music. The team had smirked when she volunteered to tackle the prototype jet, silent for 6 months despite millions spent on diagnostics, tests, and software. Nothing had worked, and now this young woman with a wrench thought she could succeed. Let her try, a junior engineer had muttered, half joking. The CEO chuckled. Fine, you've got 1 hour, then leave my hangar. Aisha didn't need an hour, she needed quiet. She approached the engine like a surgeon stepping to the operating table, not with pride, but with respect. Her fingers grazed the intake as if deciphering a hidden code. She ignored screens and data, relying instead on listening, feeling, and understanding. The men watched, entertained, arms crossed. She muttered something about the fuel mix being miscalibrated for sea-level conditions and tweaked a small, neglected valve buried in the intake system. 43 minutes later, she wiped her hands and said, "Start it now." Someone snickered, but the lead technician shrugged and climbed into the cockpit. With one press of a button, the hangar trembled. The engine roared to life, igniting perfectly, no stutters, no alerts, just smooth, powerful thrust. The room went still. The CEO's grin faded. Engineers gaped, one dropping his clipboard. The jet, mute for half a year, now hummed as if built to soar. The lead tech climbed out, eyes wide, asking, "What did you do?" Aisha gave a faint smile. "I listened." The CEO stepped forward, jaw tight, his pride in tatters, but reality undeniable. He studied her hands, calloused, steady, marked by a skill none of his hires could match. "Who taught you?" he asked, softer now. She met his gaze. "My father. He fixed bombers in the Gulf." This engine felt like one of his stories. The next day, aviation news sites buzzed with headlines. Unknown mechanic revives dead jet in minutes. Viral photos captured the engine's awakening. The company's press release dubbed her a consulting technician, but the truth was undeniable. Aisha had outdone every engineer in the room. Fame wasn't her goal. She cared only about making the engine fly. When offers poured in from NASA, private aerospace companies, and even the military, she turned them all down. Instead, she took one role, head of diagnostics at the same hangar where they'd mocked her. The CEO never ate his diploma, but he did issue a public apology before his staff. In a humbling turn, he later told reporters, "That woman taught me more about engines and humility in 1 hour than my entire business school education." Aisha transformed everything. She began mentoring women from local trade schools, launched a free weekend program for high school girls to learn aviation mechanics, and the jet she revived? It broke a speed record 6 months later, her name engraved on its inspection panel. They called her the Jet Whisperer, but Aisha didn't see herself that way. She was just a woman who truly listened to machines and, perhaps more crucially, to her own instincts, undeterred by laughter. So never underestimate quiet skill. Degrees may unlock doors, but wisdom, passion, and determination can redraw the plans. Sometimes, the one covered in grease is the one who saves the day. Before we wrap up this tale, Let us know in the comments where you're watching from. If this story moved you, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and drop a karma in the comments below.